Welcome into Arsenal Report, and big news as it looks like Xabi Alonso and Real Madrid are open to Rodrigo leaving this summer should a suitable offer come in for the player, and that's right where Arsenal want to be. This is moving exactly how Andrea Berta and Mikel Arteta would have planned it. They're not going to be over aggressive. They're not going to piss off Real Madrid. They're going to make it an easy negotiation where Rodrigo just kind of slowly pushes his way out as he's no longer a big part of the club. The club are doing the same to him. It's kind of a mutual feeling. It looked like it was going to happen last summer for Rodrigo. Has a solid enough year. It looks like it's now going to happen this summer with the kind of new, younger recruitment going on at Real Madrid. And Arsenal are going to bide their time. They've made it clear Rodrigo's a number one choice. Rodrigo's made it clear Arsenal's his number one choice. City aren't going to get interested. It doesn't look like Liverpool are going to be interested. It's a match made in heaven, and now it's just a waiting game. At what point do Real Madrid drop their price a little bit? When do Arsenal actually launch an official first bid? Where do we land? I would say right now, Madrid's probably looking about, they say 90, which means they probably go to 80. I believe Arsenal think they can get him for 70. So my guess it'll be in that 70, 75 range, maybe with add-ons up to 80 should we win the Champions League, or, sometimes there's a Ballon d'Or clause put in there, things that almost never come to fruition. Not that the Champions League wouldn't, but is it likely Rodrigo wins Ballon d'Or? Probably not. So it does look like Arsenal are moving in the right steps on this deal. And as the Club World Cup goes on and Rodrigo doesn't play, we just get closer and closer to that deal happening. Again, I don't expect a first bid to be launched until mid to late July when Rodrigo has finished the Club World Cup, had his time off, and then when he kind of starts to report back to training, I'd expect that to be Arsenal's time to launch that first bid. So we'll just keep keeping tabs on this and seeing how it gets closer and closer to Arsenal getting a deal done. Some kind of negative news, some academy departures happened over the last couple of days for players who are no longer under contract. The two big ones are Mikhail Rosiak and Dan Casey, both of which have been offered new contracts. There's no news at this point as to what will happen, but it's just more poor planning by the Arsenal Academy in terms of keeping players, developing them, and turning them for profit. And we've started to get better at recruiting at a younger age, but now we need to work on keeping players happy, keeping them on the books, and then turning them for a profit so that the academy can help sustain the club. It's been a big issue over the last decade for Arsenal, and it's just another example of that. But the real still hope that one or maybe both of those players will sign new deals and play for Arsenal this coming year at the academy level and potentially find themselves a loan spell, but mostly Rosiak, who at this age could really use a loan spell. So it would be a big bummer to lose those two players for pretty much nothing. But at this moment, that does look like it's going to be the biggest issue so far for the academy this summer, as they also are kind of getting beat to the punch on a lot of the recruitments that they were after. So a bit of a slow start there on that side of things for Arsenal. And Benjamin Cesco. We've spoken so much about Cesco over and over again and thinking things are going to progress, but Leipzig feel that they can get 83 million euros for Cesco. Arsenal will not go to that price. That's just how they do business. They're not going to pay that price for Cesco. They don't believe he's worth that price. The Gyökeres deal has gotten super complicated with his whole feud going on with Lisbon. That's not the kind of player that Arsenal usually sign when they're battling with the club, battling with their agent. That feels like one that's pretty much dead in the water at this point for Arsenal. So it feels like Cesco is still the main target. But they're not going to pay 83 million. I don't even think they would pay 73 million for Cesco. I think 70 is the highest they'd go, and that would be including add-ons. I believe Arsenal are looking at 60 to 65 plus add-ons to find themselves in a comfortable place. Leipzig eventually will have to sell. They've made a promise to Cesco that they would sell. They need the money, not being in European football next year. At a certain point, Benjamin Cesco will push his way out of Leipzig. It's just a matter of getting him in as soon as possible so he can be a part of preseason and all the things that go along with that. But it is a little bit odd to see that this saga has drawn out as long as it has. It felt like one that was going to be pretty straightforward this summer. It felt like one where we had spent all January keeping our nose dry, or whatever the phrase is that people love to say, not spending money in January so we could make this striker signing our top priority. Now, it does seem like Eze is getting closer and closer, so you could find yourself getting Eze in as the first attacking signing, but as much as I love Eze, we need a striker no matter how you spin it. A number 9 is absolutely crucial to this summer, and it's starting to feel like the top, targets for us, Cesco, I don't know if Gyökeres ever really was, but obviously kept being linked as one, are kind of starting to slip away. And we have a failsafe, which is Ollie Watkins. That's becoming a more realistic deal. It seems like Aston Villa would be interested in doing a deal. The player's interested in the deal. It's up to Arsenal if they want to spend the money on the deal. But definitely a player that makes us better. There's no doubt. This is a number 9 who has the third most goal contributions over the past 2 years in the Premier League behind Mo Salah and Erling Haaland. This is not a, flash in the pan type of player. It's a very, very talented number 9 and a player who'd fit into the way we'd play so well and complement the way that Kai Havertz plays to give us a different option. I really like Ollie Watkins a lot, and the more that everything else drags on and it looks like we're going to get Eze, or it looks like we're going to sign Rodrygo, if we don't have the money for a Cesco, go get Ollie Watkins. Rodrigo, Eze, and Ollie Watkins is a great, great summer. Almost as good as Benjamin Cesco in terms of future planning. It's not as good, but in terms of right now, Ollie Watkins is going to come in and make an immediate impact. We don't know that Cesco will. I love Cesco. I love the profile, and I really think I would like to sign him more than anybody in the world. But the profile and the adaptability of Ollie Watkins to come in and immediately make an impact is a very attractive thing for Arsenal, and I think it's one that's going to start picking up some steam, even just to put pressure on Leipzig, potentially. Well, that's Arsenal Report, daily videos, as I always say, on transfer rumors, transfers that are going to happen, how they're going to affect the way we play, how the season's going to go on. So make sure to hit that subscribe button, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.